Okay, so this video that I'm going to show, or that will start in a few minutes, was taken on April 2nd. It's part of the journey to the Costa Aguada island resort that I went to for a few days. But first I thought I'd do a little geography lesson to kind of give a better idea of where I was on my holiday. So as you know, I was in the Philippines, which is in Southeast Asia, and for anyone who doesn't know exactly where the Philippines is, as you can see, I've marked it here by this big green arrow and a circle. And so this here is a map of the Philippines itself. I was in the central region called the Visayas, which is the yellow region here, and I was on the island of Panay, which is marked by this green circle that I've put around it here. And here is a map of Panay itself. The capital of Panay is Iloilo City, which is in the southern region of that island. I don't know if you can make it out on that map there, but I've put in an arrow here for you if you can't. My mother's hometown is the town of Guimeras, as I've mentioned before, which is about an hour drive away, from Iloilo City, which you can see here by this blue arrow. And actually, anyone who's ever heard of the resort of Boracay, this is it here, this little small island pointed out by this red arrow. That's the most popular tourist area or tourist resort of the Philippines. I've been there before myself a few years ago. Lovely place, white sand beaches, lots of nightlife and everything. This time I went to this little small island here called Inampulugan Island, which is all owned by one person, so there's only one resort on it, which is called the Costa Aguada. And I went there for a few days this year, just me and my fiance. And how we got there was we went from a pump boat from Iloilo City to the island of Guimeras, which you can see here by this blue line, and then we drove from there down to the other side of Guimeras, as you can see marked by this blue line here, and then we took another boat, obviously from Guimeras over to the resort on the island. If you're in Manila, you could also get there by flying to Bacolod, which I've marked with this yellow circle and arrow. You could fly to Bacolod and you can buy a package where the resort will actually pick you up at Bacolod Airport, drive you down to a pump boat and sail you across. Okay, so here we are on the boat from Guimeras to the Costa Aguada resort. So the last leg of the journey on the morning of April 2nd. That there is part of Guimeras where we're leaving from. And that island in the distance, that is where we're going, where the resort is. And it's actually a much bigger island than I thought it would be. It's over 1,000 hectares, and it's actually all owned by one person, which is why there's only the one resort on the island as well, so it's his resort. There's one village on the island as well, actually, which is home to about 300 people. This boat that we're on was something very familiar, I guess, to Filipinos and anyone who's ever been to the Philippines. I think it's called a bam boat. They only used a small boat because they were only picking up me and Joy, only 2 people. Obviously, if they were picking up more people, they'd use a bigger boat. They have a few boats that they can use to accommodate different numbers of people. The resort actually organized all the transfers for us. It was all part of my package. We stayed at the Sarabi Hotel, which you saw in my previous video. We stayed there the night before this, and they sent somebody over to pick us up in the morning, and he picked us up from the hotel, brought us from Iloilo to Guimeras, across Guimeras, and then to this boat to the island. The whole journey in total took about an hour and a half, which was a lot shorter than I expected it to be. So we left the hotel at about 9:30, and it got to the resort just past 11 o'clock, so that was very handy. If anyone's actually wondering how much this costs, the package, the starter package is 6,700 peso. That's for 2 nights for 2 people. It includes obviously your accommodation, welcome drinks on arrival, an island souvenir, breakfast, and a island tour. That price also includes a round-trip transfer from Bacolod, but obviously me and Joy were not coming from Bacolod, we were coming from Iloilo. It costs an extra 2,500 peso to come from Iloilo for 2 people. So for me it cost 9,200 peso, which is about €145, which is actually a very good deal, because here in Ireland there is no way you would find a package like that for 2 people for €145. I doubt you'd even get that price for one person, never mind 2 people. Anyway, as you can see, the island is pretty much all jungle, because there is only the one resort on it. There's no discos in the resort. It's a very quiet place, if anyone's wondering this. I mean, if you're looking for nightlife and discos and stuff, I mentioned Boracay earlier, which is the main tourist place in the Philippines. That's where there's going to be lots of tourists, lots of resorts, lots of hotels, lots of discos, so there's lots of nightlife there. What actually would be nice to do would be to spend maybe 5 nights in Boracay, then party to your heart's content there, then travel down to Iloilo, stay in, say, the Sarabi Hotel where I was, and there's a disco in the Sarabi as well. Stay there for a night or two, and then come to this island to wind down and relax before you have to go home. So the island it's a private island. You're pretty much you're gonna feel like you're on the island alone almost, except for the staff. Like the island can hold a max, or not the island, the resort can hold a max of about 260 guests, but there was only 40 people there when we were there. We were actually the first 2 people to arrive, and they spread the people out in different cottages. There was only 2 cottages near us that were actually occupied, and then everyone was in cottages in different other places. So whenever me and Joy went out, we didn't see too many other guests, so we still felt like we were there on the island alone, except for the staff, obviously, which was very nice. And while I say the place is just a quiet place where you go to relax or whatever, that kind of makes it sound like there's nothing to do on the island, but there is actually a lot to do. You can do an island hopping tour, because there's lots of other smaller islands around it, so they can organize an island hopping tour to go and visit those islands for the day if you want. Or you can rent out mountain bikes and explore the island if you want. There's a tour of the island you can do, which was included in my package. You could explore the island on foot if you want, just trek through the jungle, or you could hire a guide to take you on a trek through the jungle. There's lots of caves and old Japanese bunkers left from World War II as well, which is kind of cool. And there's actually wild monkeys and deer in the island. I actually saw one wild monkey one day, but he disappeared before I could get a camera out to take a picture, well, unfortunately. So obviously we just got off the boat and we're on the beach now. I'm just being greeted by the manager of the resort, so Joy is taking the camera off me. And as you can hear, and you'll see in a second, they have some of the staff to greet guests on arrival by singing a welcome song, which I did not know about, so it was very cool and I didn't expect it, and that was very cool. And they give you like necklace things which are made out of coconut leaves, and that's me getting my welcome drink, which is included in my package. And the guy in the orange there is Edwin, who was the guy who picked us up from Iloilo. And we're just going to order some lunch here, and I'm going to stop talking because it's going to cut to inside of the cottage where I'm going to do a small vlog. Okay, so we're here in the Costa Aguada resort now. This is our cottage for the next 2 nights, 3 days. Very nice welcome on the beach. I didn't expect a band play and everything. That was really cool. And just we're going to rest for a while, have some lunch, and maybe take a walk around and go swimming, or I don't know. It's a big island, and sure there's lots to do. We got a island tour trip tomorrow, which is included in our package, and yeah, I'm sure that we'll make lots of videos throughout our stay here.